All the Nippies started out on a cold winter's day, November 2010, when the first Nippy trilobite, a bright pink Nippy made out of 6 pieces of foam and glue, was born. From there, the evolution took off, much as the humans. They started out as 11 Nippies in an upside-down cup with a door cut in it. And the original tribe of 11 Nippies grew fast to about 33 Nippies, and they grew to all shapes and sizes, each one with a name: Diamondback, Scaleback, Lightningback, Sunback, Moonback, and all other kinds of backs. Yeah. The original tribe grew into 30, and they broke up into 3 other tribes. That was when the first Nippy settlement was established. Campo and Desmonte. That's such a hard name to say. They then got cars, police, and towns broke apart into cities. Tribes grew. By December 31st, 2010, there were 28 tribes of 70 Nippies. The tribes decided to grow and settle in and become one. On the day, January 15th, 2011, the 70 Nippies soon decided to come together and settle a town called Plattsdale. The name was soon changed to Prattsdale, and the city quickly grew. The city got plazas, houses, buildings, cars, and more Nippies. By the time February came, the Nippies were ready to conquer new lands, and they did. Prattsdale grew with more realistic houses, one of the first ones being the neighborhood of Bismarck, in a brand new neighborhood of tract homes in North Prattsdale. Those were the very first houses that really looked like homes. Everything seemed to be the best ever, but it all soon ended. Done. Everything was great in Prattsdale until a deep depression hit the city. The economy collapsed and the city almost got taken down a few times. But then, September 2011, the depression ended and the Industrial Revolution began. The entire city blocks were torn down and replaced with more realistic-looking houses. Prattsdale continued to grow into October and December. On January 15th, 2012, Prattsdale celebrated its first birthday with the first annual World's Fair. In honor of Prattsdale, a huge bridge was built from downtown. It was called the World's Fair Bridge, obviously, because that just makes sense. It started a new age for Prattsdale, a new layout for the old city. It was more organized, and Prattsdale adopted this new layout in February 2012. By now, the population of Prattsdale had tripled, and the city got new skyscrapers in the downtown area, like the Park Building, which until this day still stands at 7th and DePratt, and the Mile High Building, which stands the tallest building until the Gramercy Center came in March. From then, Prattsdale grew into new lands. Building homes outside the city, brownstones were built, the first row houses were put together, and Prattsdale continued to grow. By August, the city was 42 square feet. It couldn't grow any more, but that would soon change. In September 2012, a new cat came into the family, a kitten who loved to eat Nippies and crush the city's houses. The time period was called the War. Entire city blocks were leveled and buildings toppled. Though for all this, Prattsdale got some iconic buildings like the Park Building, Radio City Music Hall, and the Sinclair Building. Yet some other buildings were not so lucky. The Mile High Building was ripped into 2 pieces, and it could no longer serve as a skyscraper. Continue on. But the war didn't keep the Nippies from celebrating the Second World's Fair in 2013. In the place where the mile-high building once stood, a new model of the Eiffel Tower was built as a monument. It was painted all different brightly colors, and it stands at the front of City Park. It was celebrating Prattsdale's 2 years. With the Eiffel Tower, it also got the Grand Central Terminal train station and a new railroad system, and a new French Quarter. The cat eventually grew up and the war ended, so the processes of rebuilding took place. The new mile-high building was erected on May 1st, 2013. And the city rebuilt, and just recently, the process of rebuilding ended. Now, as we speak, Prattsdale is back to growing, and more stuff is happening. The world is back on track, and Prattsdale is awesome. And my cat is meowing in the background as we speak. But I still love him so much. This was the evolution of Prattsdale and the Nippy. Thank you for listening.